What is epigenetics? Epigenetics means above or on top of genetics. It is the study of changes in the gene expression. Genes encode proteins which dictate cell function. The thousands of genes expressed in a particular cell determine what that cell can do. The amount of a particular protein in a cell shows the balance between that protein's synthetic and degradative biochemical pathways, which is a linked series of chemical reactions occurring within a cell. On the synthetic side of this balance, protein production starts at transcription, turning DNA to RNA and continuing with the translating RNA to protein. Control of these processes plays a critical role in finding out what proteins are present in a cell and in what amount. In addition, the way in which a cell processes its RNA, transcripts, and newly made proteins also greatly influences protein levels. This can affect us in ways such as our physical traits, and the modification in our gene expression results in inherited diseases that don't affect the DNA sequence or the genetic code itself. How do epigenetics and epigenetic changes work? Epigenetics is like the main circuit breaker for your genes. It allows the muscle cell to turn on genes to make proteins important for its job and turn off genes important for a nerve cell's job. Epigenetic changes can boost or interfere with a person's transcription of specific genes. It causes disruption by making some parts of our DNA inaccessible with interference. This can lead to developmental defects. But the opposite can also happen, where DNA transcription is made negatively easier to transcribe, which causes the proteins to overproduce. This can lead to complications such as genetic disorders or cancer. Epigenetic change is a regular and natural occurrence, but can also be influenced by several factors including age, the environment or lifestyle, and disease state. Your epigenetics changes throughout your life. Your epigenetics at birth is not the same as your epigenetics during childhood or adulthood. Furthermore, epigenetics can survive cell division, which means that epigenetic changes last from before we were born until we die. This can be good in most instances since it makes sure that we develop in a linear way, but it can also be disadvantageous since the resulting epigenetic changes can eventually result to diseases as we grow older in life. It also doesn't just stop with us. Research has shown that epigenetic marks don't affect the future generations, but now it is speculated that some of those traits get passed down to them. Why is epigenetics important? Epigenetics is important because it helps us understand certain disorders caused by changes in the gene expression, such as Fragile X syndrome and Prader-Willi syndrome. It also contributes to understanding of the complexities of genetic regulation, cellular differentiation, embryology, aging, and disease, but also to allow one to systematically explore novel therapeutic avenues, ultimately leading to personalized medicine. Furthermore, epigenetics is also helpful in psychology, as it provides a framework for understanding how the expression of genes is influenced by experiences and the environment to produce individual differences in behavior, cognition, personality, and mental health. Epigenetics is a study that is vital in understanding how the changes inside us has a bigger impact in our experiences in the world. It helps us better comprehend the illnesses or evolutions that affect us as we undergo the epigenetic changes that have been caused by things that we can't even see with our naked eye. It brings the topic of nature versus nurture together and tells us that it's more likely that it's both. Once we finally figure out all of the details surrounding this topic, maybe someday we'll be able to control our own epigenetic changes.